following very closely for weeks on Fox News at Night, the city of Bryan, Ohio has agreed to drop all criminal charges against the pastor who opened up his church to the homeless. But there is a bit of a catch. Let's bring in Pastor Chris Avell from Dad's Place Church and his attorney, First Liberty Institute Senior Counsel, Jeremy Dice. Thank you both for coming on. Chris, to you first. So there's an agreement in place. They're going to drop all the charges. They're going to work on permits. But what's the rest of the deal? What's your part of the bargain?
Well, we're still the church operating 24/7. And honestly, Trace, I'm grateful that the city, they've come in, they've made Dad's Place even more safe and even more wonderful. And we're just going to keep doing what we do. That's stay open 24/7, share the gospel with everyone. And everyone's always welcome at Dad's Place. So we're just excited.
When you say it's open 24/7, Pastor, does that mean the homeless are allowed, that you let them back in at night in some of these cold nights in Bryan, Ohio?
Everyone's allowed. Yeah. I mean, we're a church 24/7. So certainly we don't say if you're homeless, you're not welcome. Absolutely, everyone is allowed, from the richest of the rich to the poorest of the poor, to people who have houses in Malibu, to people who don't have any place they call home. So yeah. Absolutely, everyone's welcome at Dad's Place.
Jeremy Dice, to you now. First Liberty writes the following here. The city has agreed to drop all criminal charges against Dad's Place Pastor Chris Avell. Dad's Place has in turn agreed to cease residential operations and to seek proper building certifications and zoning permits. It seems to me like the church did agree not to let these homeless stay there overnight. Is that not part of the agreement? Because the concern here is, as the pastor was saying, he was not going to let these homeless people stay out in the cold in these cold nights. Am I not reading the words properly here, Jeremy?
Well, we agreed to give up a residential program that the church never had. The church has always been a church operating 24 hours a day. And as you just heard the pastor say, it doesn't matter who you are. If you don't have a home, if you need to run away for a few minutes from a home that is perhaps abusive, or just need to get out of the cold because you're walking too long outside at night in the middle of the winter in Ohio, you're welcome at Dad's Place 24 hours a day. This is a church that is doing church things and has always been doing church things. And the fact that the city ever came after him to prosecute him for criminal activity for violating, they think, the ordinances of the town is just ludicrous. I'm glad that the town has now dismissed those criminal charges, and we can now sit down with the city and reason together about how Dad's Place contributes to the future of Bryan, Ohio, something that the church is eager to do and get on with the good ministry that they're doing there in the city.
And I wonder, Pastor, when you finally get these permits, and we know it's bureaucracy, so it might take a while, when you finally get these permits, how will this change the operation of the church? What will you be able to do differently in reference to everybody, including the homeless?
Well, I think it will open up. There's a lot of work to do. We're the church. And so I think it opens up even more opportunities to reach more people and to help more people and to show Christ's love to more people. That's what we're all about. This is about Jesus, and we're about showing his love to people. And so it'd just be amazing as we get permits and other things that would actually allow us to expand our ministry reach. So we're very excited about this.
Quick question for both of you. Do you believe, Pastor Chris, that you won this battle? Is there a winner or loser in this?
Well, I never believed this was a battle of flesh and blood, but something else going on. And I believe, I think that the kingdom of God has won, both through the city and through Dad's Place. I think the city has done a fantastic job of working to make Dad's Place a safer place. And I believe we as a church have done as well as we can to be a welcoming place that shows the love of Christ to everyone who walks through the door.
Yeah, and Jeremy, to you, you've fought very hard for Dad's Place. Do you believe that you came out on top in this battle?
The community of Bryan, Ohio as a whole is a better place today because of Dad's Place. And because those criminal charges are dropped, not only is it safer for Pastor Avell to continue to do his ministry, but across the country, people are more welcome to engage their religious freedom as well without any fear of being prosecuted for doing so. I think that's the important message to be sent around the country, that cities around the country should never resort to prosecuting their pastors. Instead, they ought to sit down together to figure out how they can work together, state and the church, to figure out how they can serve the community better. That's the lesson we're now seeing in Bryan, Ohio, and I am proud to be a part of the legal team making sure that is the case both in Bryan and around the country.
And we have been proud to have you guys on because it was a fight worth fighting. And, you know, we're very pleased that the outcome is what it is. Jeremy, Pastor, thank you for coming on again.
Thank you so much,
Thanks for
Jason.
having us.